Intersectionality and co-liberation with other animals. Please welcome her.
How's everybody doing today? That's lame. I already did this earlier. You know me by now. Maybe not, but you will. How's everybody doing today? It's awesome. It's so good to be with you all. I am coming from northern Indiana, and I'm so grateful to be here. I am animal liberationist. I say these words because I believe that other animals have beautiful, complex lives that are meaningful, good, and worthy of protection from harm. It is my way of recognizing that they have their own intelligences, languages, societies, and personalities, of naming that each and every one is unique, irreplaceable, and deserves to be treated with generosity, dignity, and grace. But I wasn't always animal liberationist. Despite my overall commitments to Christian peacemaking and justice for all, I did not come to this perspective until the year 2007, when I attended Wake Up Weekend at Calvin College in Grand Rapids, Michigan. There I came face to face with the reality facing billions of our creaturely kin, especially those trapped in our industrial farming systems. One of the most powerful moments for me came during a film where people beat, kicked, electric shocked, and forced several defenseless creatures toward a bloodbath. The voices of the animals sounded like screaming, and their anguish left a deep, deep mark on my soul. After that conference, I was compelled, and I use the word compelled intentionally, compelled to become vegan and slowly transitioned my food and other habits in the months following. Since that time, I have become a writer, a speaker, an agitator for other animals as an expression of nonviolence, as a way to care for our earth home, and as a sign of loving my neighbors who are truly the least among us. I am animal liberationist. As I have grown in my practice, so too have my reasons for being vegan expanded. Now, what keeps me seeking other animals' liberation is not only my desire to see every one of them free from fear and violence, but also my passion for resisting oppression in all of its forms. Today, with the help of amazing writers and thinkers and practitioners like Carol Adams, Breeze Harper, Claire Kim, Af Ko, Sil Ko, Lori Gruen, and the Race and Animals Institute, and countless others, I have come to see that liberation of other animals is tangled up in my own, that the work of liberation for other animals necessarily involves the liberation of all humans who are marginalized and animalized in our society and across the world. What do I mean by that? As a Black woman living among systems of white supremacy and patriarchy, I have come to see that the same toxic, lethal worldview that says that animals are inferior, that they are worthless, that we can kill them with impunity, that we can lock them up, that they don't deserve to be heard, that they can be denied compassion, that they are disposable. That same toxic worldview also says that I am inferior, that I am worthless, that I can be killed with impunity, that I can be locked up, that I don't deserve to be heard, that I should be denied compassion, that I am disposable. This logic of domination, as Patrice Jones has called it, which separates and creates hierarchies, like human from animal, like white from black, like male from female or transgendered, like able-bodied from disabled, straight from queer. This toxic mindset is dangerous for people and other animals alike. It is the source of violence we see against other animals and against the people we consider and treat as less than human. Animal liberation requires that we confront this violence in all of its forms. Not because slavery is the same as dairy. Not because factory farms are the same as the Holocaust. I beg you, please stop using those analogies. All lives matters needs to be struck from the vegan vocabulary. It's racist and unnecessary. Animal liberation requires that we confront this violence in all of its forms because we understand that speciesism, racism, ableism, heterosexism all uphold the same false power. So said differently, if we are truly serious about smashing and opening all the cages, then we will not only speak out against zoos and factory farms and experimentation in laboratories, though that is necessary. We will be just as passionate against immigration detention centers and mass incarceration. We will support prisoners nationwide who right now are on strike for their human rights to be respected. If people really, really believe that we are all the same, then we will not only support dog and cat rescues and wildlife conservation, though this is necessary, we will also not hesitate to speak out and stand up and support those who are standing against police brutality against Black, brown, and indigenous people. We will speak out against violence committed against slaughterhouse workers. We will do our best to make sure that our vegan food, as much as possible, is also coming from ethical and non-exploitative sources. We also have a responsibility for what we eat and what we wear. If we are serious about spreading veganism all over the country, we will not only hand out starter guides and host potlucks, we will also speak out against environmental injustices that pollute the soil of poor Black communities and address policies and practices that make fresh fruits and vegetables inaccessible to people in economically challenged neighborhoods. We will not do this as a matter of strategy only. I'm not saying that we need to just find sneaky ways of making more people vegan. What I am saying is that as an animal liberationist who recognizes that all of these issues are interactive, that our most pressing social issues are interconnected, that we do our best work for a better future when we care about injustice and oppression of humans and other animals simultaneously, that the idea of animality affects more than animals. When we recognize this, the connections will be natural to us. But first comes the understanding. At this, our first Animal Rights March, it might be tempting to think our movement must, quote, only be about the animals, that advocacy for non-human creatures is unrelated to other concerns. But every issue is an interspecies issue. Every issue is an interspecies issue. That means fighting racism, it means fighting sexism, it means fighting ableism, it means fighting all the other arenas of violence. That is essential to the cause. With that in mind, I invite you to consider expanding your horizons and inviting our other fellow activists to do the same. Liberation is for everybody. That's what my little sign says. Liberation is for everybody, and we are working at it now. Thank you.
Yes, we second that. Thank you so much. Nekeisha, that was amazing.